MyNotifi is designed with an artificial intelligence algorithm that is highly accurate, and it understands what a fall is. With that said, there is a potential for any fall detection technology to trigger a false alarm. And there are certain things that can cause false alarms. The way MyNotifi works, it's looking at acceleration in distance and what's called the jerk, or a sudden reversal or thumping that can cause it. The shaking of hands, for example, can trigger a false alarm. So can large sweeping motions of the arm with a quick reversal. Let me demonstrate a few movements that potentially can trigger a false alarm. If you are washing your hands, this type of motion should not and more than likely will not trigger a false alarm. However, if you're like me, before you turn off the water, you might rinse out your hands by doing this. That whipping action of the wrist could trigger a false alarm. Another example that could trigger a false alarm is if you were folding clothes, and let's say you were popping out a shirt or pants or even a towel. If you're popping it out, you could see the quick jerk and the acceleration occurring. That could trigger it. Another movement that could potentially cause a false alarm is a long sweeping movement with acceleration followed by a jerk. So if you're doing the MyNotifi exercises in the controlled fashion that you are supposed to do them, whatever that movement might be, more than likely you will not trigger a false alarm. Those type of movements will not, because there's not a lot of acceleration, nor is it followed by a jerk. However, let's say if you had your hand up here and you were reaching up in the counter for something and just let your hand drop, that is a potential because the whipping action of the hand at the bottom could emulate what it thinks is a fall. Or that same movement where you reached up and then just dropped your hand down to your leg or onto a countertop, that thud or that jerk could trigger a false alarm as well. So with all of our internal testing, what we found is that you can expect 3, 4, 5, maybe 6 false alarms per day, and that's okay. Because what that means, the device is working and it gives you peace of mind that the device is working. It's recommended that you wear MyNotifi on the non-dominant arm for best results.